Jiggy Jaguar radio broadcast, coast to coast, border to border on iHeartRadio today. And also, we are on 990 WBOB today. Also, the mix on Tuesdays if you miss us live. And we have got a great guest with us today. Ghostatic joins us here on the telephone. How are you, my friend?
Good. How you doing? All right?
Pretty good, actually. So, for the folks that are unfamiliar with you, kind of educate us a little bit on Ghostatic.
All right. Well, it's been a long time coming, a work in progress. Ghostatic was a musical and is a musical project, but at the same time, ironically, it became something about television, and I'll get to that a little later on. But basically, it started as a musical project, just me, kind of like a modern-day Trent Reznor approach. Make the music, fill in the gaps when it's time to play live, which is what I'm currently doing right now, but what a nightmare it is to order equipment. Everything's on back order right now. So, yeah, we're ready to play out. Got a few festivals booked up. You want to?
That's awesome. So, explain the television concept that you brought up a few seconds ago.
Yeah. So, well, the whole Ghostatic thing stems from the name of it stems from this paranormal research / investigative stuff I used to do as a teenager, and it was a typo. The name came from a typo describing a certain technique in order to kind of tap into the paranormal realm, where you take like an old school camcorder and you run the RCA cables. You remember how like they had the red, white, and yellow cables?
Yes, indeed.
Yeah,
indeed.
You would run those into a camcorder, and you'd point the camcorder at a TV, an analog TV, and you feed it its own signal through the same like video, like you select video one. Then you have the camcorder on facing the camera, and you get all sorts of weird artifacts, and it almost looked like people and shadows and weird imagery that would kind of bleed into the TV screen once you did that. And so you would record that, and it was the static of ghosts, supposedly. So I was writing the word ghost static, and it became one word, and that's kind of how the name came about. Same with an older band that I had. It was another paranormal experience that I named that band after. Kind of been in the paranormal realm of things and always had been interested in it. So ironically, the names of my bands stemmed from that. The TV thing comes into play in 2018, I started filming like my own paranormal documentary. It was like my plan. And later on in my life, I was like, all right, I'm going to try doing that. So I filmed a documentary at this venue that we used to play at all the time because it was notoriously haunted. It was on the Bio channel for being haunted. And
wow.
So I basically filmed my own documentary, bought all that, that paranormal gear that you need to do these investigations. I won't get into like details on all that, but yeah, did this investigation and put it up on YouTube and just kind of grassroots, just tossed it around in Facebook groups, whatnot. And then, I don't know, it was about a week later, I get an email from a production company asking me if I wanted to be on television to do this and to be part of a one-off episode. And I said, sure. That was kind of the goal. I wanted to catch some kind of production team's attention. And then that production team in turn hit me up 2 days later. Their CEO was just like, their executive producer, and said, listen, we're just going to build a show around you. We like what you're doing.
Wow.
And the concept that I had, the approach. So then I started developing shows, 2 different shows. Well, I'm on my 3rd show right now for Discovery Plus. That one's being pitched too. But so far, the first show was with my ex-girlfriend. Unfortunately, it didn't work out between us, so that show got shelved, even though it was a great concept. Second show was still being kind of tossed around. Nobody passed on it, Discovery and Travel. And then there was another one just recently that I read some lines for about this insane asylum about 30 miles south of Detroit that I'm supposed to be hosting. And that one is 600 acres, 160,000 square feet of an abandoned asylum where there was supposedly at least 7,000 bodies buried on the premise.
Wow.
So it kind of all ties in. The music thing was just me creating music that kind of had that ominous and sound. It's like it's like a modern take on like electronic / industrial rock. Using like more of like modern dance production values, but it's vocally driven because I sing for it obviously and do all the writing and creating for it.
That's tremendous. That is tremendous.
Mouthful.
So what is the feedback been on just everything? The music, the TV, everything.
It's all been good. I mean, as far as I could get it, the music part I didn't launch until 2020, unfortunately. That was the plan prior to. So in January, I had a song released, my first single, and then that one did pretty well. I mean, that one on Spotify, I don't know, it's got about 300,000 streams. And then there's another one that I released in April with a music video called Catastrophic Love. That one did pretty well as well. And then there was a couple more collaborations that bled into 2021. But with COVID and everything, it was almost like I had to put the music releases kind of on hold because I had no way of supporting it with live shows or anything like that because of the lockdown. So, and as for the TV show thing, again, COVID kind of put a stop to a lot of the development, at least the development for one of the shows that I'm being pitched on. But these things take time. I didn't realize that. Coming into it at the end of 2018, beginning of 2019, I'm like, wow, I already got a contract. I'm ready to go. Got a show being pitched. It doesn't always pan out that way. You've got concepts that get pitched. Things happen. Networks drag their feet. And then, if you can't stay good with, the production company you're working with, let's say you don't like something that they did, or when the contract is up. I had 14 other production companies contact me about hosting a show after I put that documentary on YouTube. And so I thought, the doors were wide open. I signed with another production company. I don't want to name any names, but they had a show for me to be on, but I was in another contract, so I couldn't do that. That show is on their third season right now on Travel Channel. It's called The Holzer Files. And they, again, were like, well, we could sign you, but we're working on developing a couple shows. So one of them is in development right now. Another one was just kind of a spur-of-the-moment thing that I got thrown at me about a month and a half ago. But, yeah, I don't know. I get an email, I get a phone call here and there from the company saying, okay, we got some follow-up notes. We might have to, have to read a couple more lines. Everything's remote now, so it's weird. It's strange.
Yes, and I think that things are gonna maybe stay that way here for the foreseeable future. It's a strange new world we all live in.
Yeah, it's not cool. It's not a cool world we live in anymore. It's just strange.
So, how do people get in touch with you on social media and the websites and buy your music and everything?
Easy to find. Just the word Ghostatic. If you search Ghostatic on Instagram, on Facebook, on TikTok, which I got to start putting more stuff up on there because seemed to grab a pretty big following on there out of nowhere, but I was probably one of the only people doing paranormal stuff and being a musician at the same time.
Yes.
Yeah, it's just Ghostatic, and that's all you got to search. I'm in a very strange niche, so to speak. Yeah.
We have got a great guest with us today. Ghostatic joins us here on our broadcast. So, what do people think of the music? Because you have some amazing stuff out there, my friend.
Well, thanks. It's been so far so good. Right now, what I hear, obviously nobody's going to tell me I suck to my face. So if I do suck, then that's going to be somebody else saying it, not to me, to somebody else. But it's been good. It's for what I've had released. There's 4 tracks that I've had released in the last year and a half, and I'm sitting on an album, which I'm currently working on Tuesday. Actually, I'm going to have a conference call about that to have that released through a label under Warner, and that's going to kickstart the live show, which we're already booking out, starting in September, but sooner, maybe even sooner, we might have some shows in August. But it's going to be me, since I'm like the creator. I do all the writing and sound design, mixing, even the mastering. But I've got people who will play this stuff out live with me, because it's going to be, most of what you hear in my music is like, I would say about 60 to 70% electronic and about 30% live instrumentation. The live versions of these songs are going to be totally tailored to be more live. There's going to be more guitars, more live drums, and whatnot. It's going to be a nice spin on these songs that will soon be released. And to best describe what it sounds like, I mean, it's like if you take I don't know, like I said, Trent Reznor. If he came out in 2021, that would be kind of the gist of it. But it's definitely vocally driven, heavy, kind of dark. Goes with that whole paranormal, ominous thing, which I actually talk about in some of the songs.
That's fantastic. We've got Ghostatic with us today, and he joins us live here on our big program. So we have a track here that I want to play here in a few. It is your version of Don't Stand So Close to Me. Tell me a little bit about this.
All right. So, yeah, that one is, you're getting that song hasn't been heard by many people because it's not been released yet, but it's The Police. I'm sure if you're familiar with The Police, you know what song that is.
Yeah.
And, I did my whole, every once in a while I'll do a cover song, and I just like to completely change it. I can't stand when bands take cover songs and literally just verbatim copy the chords, copy the vocal melody, and that's it. This is a far departure from the original, but yeah, it kind of stems from, it was a song I wanted to do for a while, and then ironically, based on the title, not the subject matter, but based on the title, it seemed fitting to release it during the quarantine. But I have not released it yet because I wanted to work a good deal out with a label. So that's, we got the title, Don't Stand So Close to Me. It's synonymous with this whole quarantine bull.
Well, it is a fantastic version, and we are going to play it. And before we let you go, once again, run it down for us. How do people get involved with what you're doing online and get involved with your music and the TV shows and everything else?
Yeah, so mainly if you want to follow me on anything, I would suggest Instagram or my Facebook page because it's easier to post stuff on there. And obviously definitely follow me on Spotify, but you just have to search Ghostatic. It's Ghostatic, one word, like Ghostatic. That's all you got to search. If you just Google that, you'll find everything because the word's been, I trademarked the word, actually, because I'm selfish like that. It's my word now.
Fantastic.
So if you
Fantastic. Well, we are going to play it, and I appreciate you making time for us today. Thanks for coming on the broadcast, my friend. Thank you.
Appreciate you, man. Thanks a lot.
Thank you. There he goes, Ghostatic. And we are going to play this track here on our big broadcast. We are coast to coast and border to border. And it is his version of Don't Stand So Close to Me, and it's here on your big broadcast. We are coast to coast and border to border on iHeartRadio today, and hopefully we can get this dang song to play. You got to go around 60,000 different ways to finally get things going. Here we go.
Young teacher, the subject of schoolgirl fantasy. She wants me so badly, knows what she wants to be. Inside her, there's longing. This girl's an open page. Bookmarking, she's so close now. This girl is half insane. Don't stand so close to me. Don't stand so close off. Don't stand so close to me. Don't stand so close to me. Don't stand so close to me. Don't stand so close to
Hell of a track. It is Ghostatic, and it's here on your world famous Jiggy Jaguar radio broadcast. We are coast to coast and border to border on iHeartRadio today. Get a hold of us online at KJAG